You may be feeling swayed by those that question the existence of God by asking, if there is a God, why does he let babies drown? Or why he lets any bad thing happen to his children? If you have had a baby drown, my heart aches for you. But I have chosen this heartache of drowning because that seems to be a favorite tragedy for the godless to use, and I have some experience with it. When I was 6 years old, my family, some friends of ours, and I went to a lake. I was instructed to never enter the water without a sibling or an adult with me. When we got there, the adults went about setting up chairs and blankets and things, and I went to the water's edge. Soon after I waded a little into the water, then a little more, then a little more, then there was a steep drop, and I went under. When my feet touched the bottom, I pushed up and I surfaced for a moment. I was able to turn and look at the beach where no one noticed my situation. Before I could call out, I went under again, and I went deeper this time, but I pushed off the bottom of the lake and I surfaced for a moment. My dad saw me this time, but I went down even deeper, but I was able to push off and surface one more time. When I came up, I saw my father dashing through the water, and he caught my hand just as I was about to go down for the final time. I knew I was not supposed to go into the water. I can attest that God did not push me out into the water or cause me to sink. So what is the explanation that God lets tragic and terrible things happen? Let's look at the Israelites that wandered the wilderness after being liberated from bondage of the Egyptians. It was hard for them. For the first time they experienced real hunger and thirst. There was war and serpents. A lot of it was due to their own wickedness, but it was hardships they never knew in Egypt. How many times did they complain to Moses that this or that would not have happened if they stayed in Egypt? How many times did they want to just go back? Freedom is hard and is often perilous. God has given us freedom to choose what we want. He has given us directions, but we are not forced to do what he has asked. What does that have to do with me nearly drowning? Most of us live in a free country to go about and do what we want within the limits of the law. We pay a small fee to the local government and we can swim in deep lakes. We can drive on roads with other people who have the freedom to do so. People around us can choose to drink and drive. They can choose to dump toxins into our drinking water. They can choose to break laws of the land and laws of God. And all of us are in the path of the consequences of lawful choices and unlawful choices that we make and others make. I saw a photo recently on Facebook of a baby curled up on the ground of an African wilderness with a vulture and lions in the background. The caption read something like, "I refuse to believe in a God that lets this happen." If the photo was real, it was not God that chose this. The parents of the child, the village people of the child, and the photographer all made choices that led to this child's suffering. God does not force anyone to do the right thing.